watch me ride. I don't chase the tide, I create the flow. Quiet power, watch it glow. No more shrinking, no delay. I don't wait for waves, I am the wave. Built from fire, built from grace. Every scar gave me my place. No more asking if I'm safe, I don't ride the wave, I am the wave. Step in the room, shift the air. Calm in my body, crown in my hair. Lead with my heart, strategy sharp. Soft but I'm strong, that's who we are. I am the wave, I am the tide. I don't need permission to rise, align, divine. Timing on point, power in my voice. I am the wave, I am the wave. I set the tone, built this rhythm from my bones. Lead with love, move with grace. I don't find my place. I am the wave, I am the wave. I am the wave, I am the wave. I am the wave. No more doubt in my bloodstream, clear vision, big dreams, clarity lock, no escape, decision made. I am the wave, energy high, nervous system steady, crown straight, I'm ready. Zoom room, stage light, mic on, queen mode all day long. Say it with me, align, decisive, magnetic, rising, align, decisive, magnetic, rising. I don't wait, I don't beg, I don't break, I don't bend, I expand. I am the wave, I am the wave, I am the tide. Watch how the current multiplies from my heart, from my soul. This is how leaders roll. I am the wave, feel the bass, confidence in every space. Lead with love, move with grace. Say it loud, I am the wave. The wave, I am the wave. I am the wave. I am the wave. From the heart, from the flame, built this brand, built this name. From the heart, from the flame, built this brand, built this name. And I can't need walls, the way behind them power way. She is the way, she is the way, she is the way. I am the way, I am the way.
Hello, hello. Late night confessions of a mom, AI style. Y'all probably discounted me thinking I was not going to go live. It is 9:15. I had a willful toddler who did not want to go to sleep. So, here I am going live for day 2. I don't want to disappoint y'all. And I did have something like really cool that I wanted to show you guys and do, but it's late and I'm not going to do it because then I'm not going to be able to go to sleep. So I'm going to do something else. Bear with me. So I was going to do a chi break, but what I'm going to do instead is we're going to do a box breath. So if you don't know, my name's Anna Connie Walters. I'm the founder and CEO of Empower for Wave. I'm also a yoga teacher. I'm a nurse turned entrepreneur, and mindfulness, breathing, which we call pranayama in the wellness space, are my jam. Like, that's how I de stress. It's how I regulate my blood pressure. It's how I deal with stress now. I used to not know how to do it. I do now. We need it, all of us. So, I'm going to walk us through. This is an app that I built for myself. And maybe in one of my other lives, I will show you the Chi Revival, which is fantastic for a midday slump. But because it is 9 o'clock p.m., I need to like wind down. I'm pretty wind down. I could have went to sleep, but I was like, stay awake, stay awake, stay awake, because we have day 2. So I'm here, 9 o'clock, yes, but I had a long day. In case y'all don't know, I'm still dealing with having my 4-year-old heal up from multiple eye infections. So the way this works is just it's about acknowledging how you feel before the breath. And if you've never done a 3-part breath, um, box breathing is that you also have to do the 3-part breath. So when you inhale and exhale in this, you're going to try to do it only through your nose. The only time it's an exception is if you're really congested or you have some part of an issue where you have like deviated septum and it's really hard for you to breathe in and out through your nose, even then, it's still really good for you to just kind of visualize yourself actually breathing in through your nose and exhaling through your mouth, even if you cannot do it. Now, when you breathe, you're going to breathe into your belly first. So as we inhale, we're naturally diaphragmatic breathers. We breathe from our diaphragm, which is the wrong way to do it. You need to breathe into your belly. A lot of women are self conscious about their tummy. In this case, we want to embrace it and love it. So you're going to expand it and just poof it out. Ooh, look at my big belly. Okay. And then bring that breath into your ribs, that last little breath into your chest. Shoulders up, back, and down. Exhaling from your chest, your ribs, and then bringing your belly button in like you're hugging yourself and trying to touch your belly button to your spine. Now that's a regular 3-part breath. You're going to still maintain that belly, ribs, chest, belly, ribs, that same sequence, but you're doing it to a count. Now, box breathing is incredibly effective. It's super powerful if you're having anxiety, if your blood pressure is high, um, all kinds of stuff. Okay. However, for most people, it's really hard because what it is that you inhale to a certain count, and then you have to hold your breath to a certain count, and then you exhale to a certain count. And the hard part is you have to wait till the certain number before you inhale again. And it's those pauses that we have to take that are the most important, the most powerful to get the most out of this, to regulate your central nervous system, to put yourself into that parasympathetic nervous system. And out of that like fight or flight state that we're constantly in because it's 2026. So, if you're just really you're not able to sleep, you're just like lying there staring, try some box breathing. But for this, I wanted to be able to like have somebody guide me because naturally I'm used to guiding students. We're going to do it together. So you can do it sitting, you can do it like lying down. I don't care. But obviously, you're supposed to be watching this live because we are going to be talking about magi and personas. So if you're just joining us, we're about to do some box breathing. If you've never done this in your life, you should try it. So we're going to inhale to the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, exhale to the count of 4, and then hold for the count of 4. And then we do that for um, 2 minutes. Okay. I did the lowest one for today. So if you need something to repeat to yourself, there's a built-in mantra. Today's mantra is I am centered, my focus is clear. You can just continue to repeat that. I am focused. I am centered. My focus is clear on your inhale. And then I'm going to just be out loud saying, so you can close your eyes if you want, and I'll tell you when to take the breath in, when you take it out, yada, yada. Okay. Hopefully you got it. If it don't make sense, it will. You can watch this, rewind it when the live airs, and then you can watch it again. All right, here we go. So we're going to inhale 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 4, 3, 2. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. This is the hard one. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. 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 Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Beautiful. You just did a box breath. So the way that I built this app is that I didn't want to bother people while they were overwhelmed and needed to do the box breathing to relax, to start asking them to journal about what was going on. So now reflect. How do you feel? I feel centered, grounded, peaceful. Maybe you still feel stress. Whatever it is, you click on it. And then what brought you to this breath session is where you can kind of document what were you feeling in that moment, because the way I built the app is that it tracks feelings. If it sees that if it's patterned, if there's specific days of the week where you're having to take more box breathing. So this is mine. Any insights? For my beautiful community. All right. Say my reflection. Bada bing, bada bang. We just did it. So, congratulations if this is the first time that you've done this. So, yesterday was, why are we here? Ecamm challenged everybody in the community to a 7-day live challenge. Just trying to get people to like use Ecamm other than pre-recorded. Having a live feature is one of the perks to having Ecamm. And so I was like, you know what? Challenge accepted. I do have a lot going on, but this is my jam. I really do like teaching live. And so I feel like sometimes it gets pent up and then I overteach when it really counts. And so this allows me to kind of like let some of the air out the balloon before it pops. So now that I feel fantastic, I hope you do too. Tomorrow I'm going to show you some acupressure points that we're going to massage out. You're going to see how stressed you are. But I do want to share, because I know yesterday's live, we were talking about um, uh-oh, um, converting our custom GPTs and taking them out and storing them somewhere. So this is the final Notion folder that it created for me. I did run out of tokens at some point, so I had to like wait until they reset it for the session. That is what it is. I don't care. But these are all of them, all the notes. It shows which ones I already had some, because I had already started manually recreating some of them within my own. So it's telling me out of all the ones that I have, these are the ones that actually are very either similar to or are like exactly it. Um, I was fairly impressed, you guys. The data that extracted it obviously was all the same day. Whether it was able to save the icon, so it was not for most of these. I went and could go in here and do it myself. For some of them, it took out what knowledge files I had, which I thought was pretty cool. If they backed up my knowledge files and migration nodes, the general purpose, the source, if it's active in GPT, that I mean, you guys, fantastic. And then it did the same thing in my Google Drive. So, I mean, I could not have asked for better output than that. But today we are talking about Magi, my all-in-one favorite tool. If you don't know about Magi, Magi is my BFF. It was the first all in one platform that I basically started using when I was first really dabbling into other language models beyond ChatGPT. When ChatGPT was like the first thing that I had started to play with, it was everybody was on it when they first came out. And then it allowed me to test some of the other models, but I also was really using it for its power in creating a lot of my graphics for my branding, my launches, whatever. So just so you guys have it, I'm going to drop it in the chat. So if you are watching this in YouTube, know that I'm streaming this also in my Facebook group. It's completely free. And that is where all of the resources, links, everything will be dropped in the Facebook group. So hop on to my Facebook group if you want to get the resources. Otherwise, enjoy the live, get what you can, take what you want, what resonates, and leave what doesn't. So, I dropped it in. Um, but I've always wanted to see the one thing um, that I struggle with when I'm live are comments. And I don't think I can see the comments in my Facebook group with Ecamm when I go live, but I should be able to see them from YouTube. So if you're watching YouTube and want to say hi, while I'm live, go ahead and do so. So this is basically Magi. Now, Magi does not have a free plan. I already told you that, well, they have to pay the bills. It's not that expensive, and you can do a lot, pretty much everything. They have an incredible Facebook group. Dustin, who is the creator, the engineer behind the business, and also the founder and CEO, he's always in there. He's giving us prompts. It's super fantastic. And then the crazy cool thing is that they have their own academy, which if you don't like, if you didn't even know that it had that, ta-da! It's amazing. There's some things that you do have to like pay for, but y'all, it has like AI Academy replays, editing AI graphics, quality versus speed versus price, generating HTML pieces. Like they have all kinds of stuff. Goes way beyond, by the way, like Notebook LM, Open Cloud. Like they go way beyond some of the stuff that is part of Magi, by the way. It's really, really cool. Definitely would recommend it. They have these calls that you can go and, be part of. And it's really cool. It's really, really cool. I would definitely recommend it. You can join it from the dashboard, basically. So, anyways, there's a lot of resources there. They do weekly trainings, there's libraries of pre recorded stuff. Again, it's free for Magi users. Um, and so I wanted to show you this as one of my live training topics for day 2, mainly because of the fact that, let me go back to, I have a resource for you guys. I'm going to be giving you guys some prompts. So one of the cool things with Magi is that when we use language models in traditional cases, in order to have to see which language model was your jam, because some people just preferred Perplexity in the beginning. Some people preferred Claude. Some people preferred ChatGPT, especially when 4.0 was around. Some people, preferred Gemini. Everybody had their preferences, and for someone who was just coming on the scene with AI, it was hard to know, like, well, how do I know which one's the best one? And people were like, it's just user preference. And so it forced you to have to like create logins. And then you ended up with a bunch of stuff, maybe tech like stacks that you were paying for because you felt like it was the thing that you needed to do. And then it wasn't really something that you ended up liking the output for. So the reality is that people were spending a lot of money. What I like about this is that you can have multiple conversations in the same chat thread with different language models. Um, a simple example would be to see which language model you prefer a response for to a question or a task. But more so, say you have multiple things and you know now the intricacy of which language model is best for which task. And let's just say you like ChatGPT's response for your captions, but you know that you like Perplexity's reporting for research, but then you like Claude for writing like your long form scripts for either your blog or your podcast script itself. And then you like Gemini for its image generation. Okay. You literally can go through and create like a system for yourself and then pull in the right language model based on where you are in the task, if that makes sense. So you would pull Perplexity even first, or maybe you do ChatGPT to do the general ideation of your idea of what you need to be creating the content for or from. And then you go to Perplexity in the same chat, mind you, and tell it, now I need you to do the research. And then once it's done, you would then pull in Claude to have it rewrite it for you so that it's more humanized or whatever you prefer, whatever it is about Claude that you like. And then you would bring in Gemini to create the images, or you would bring it back ChatGPT for the captions. Hopefully you're understanding like how amazing this could be. And the crazy thing is that these are the language models that you have access to, like everything. Everything is in here, all about, just about. But you also have image and video. So you have Flux, you have GPT image generator, Halio, Ideogram, Kling, Leonardo AI, Leonardo Motion, Laura, Luma, Minimax, Nano Banano, like all of these, Sea Dance, Runway, Sora 2, which I don't know if Sora 2 is even available still, Sea Dream, Vio, which, is Google's video. And so it even tells you here the capabilities. Everything's by point system. So you can either search by the name if you don't want to scroll through it, or you can just scroll through and see based off content and usage. And this even tells you a little bit about one of them. You can star any of these if you really like want to use them as your preferred. Once you kind of play with them and you're like, oh yeah, like this is the one that I really like, you can start starring them so that they're at the top for you, or they stand out. Okay, so that's the general gist of it. And today I want to talk to you specifically about personas. So that's how this works. But the more powerful part of this is the personas. So think of them as variations of custom GPTs. Now you see here I have one for Mindful Roots, I have one for Empower Her Wave Social Academy, or sorry, Social Alchemy, one for Empower Her Wave Agency, one for a buying persona, one for my personal brand. These were ones that are just already pre-built in here from Magi. Guess that movie, a business advisor, prompt generator, gift concierge, a brand voice generator. So if you don't have one, they actually have one built in. So I wanted to just kind of give us this space where we can create a persona together. So I'm going to build a persona for my yoga magic, which I don't actually have one for yet. And my yoga magic is my trauma informed pre and postnatal yoga business that I have. And my ideal clients are usually women over the age of 35 for pre and postnatal. And then obviously for military personnel, I do the trauma informed. But we are going to basically go, and I'm going to call mine my magic my yoga magic content writer. So, what we're going to do is we're going to give it a prompt first. Now, for those of you who took Claude 101 in the AI Edge series, it was the first class that we did. I gave you a skill to create your it's late, you guys, so just bear with me. I gave you a skill to create your own custom branded skill based on your brand. I've created one skill for my brand voice for all three of my businesses so that Claude can interweave between those skills based on which business I'm creating, whatever it is that I'm creating. Um, and so, what I really want to do is we're going to just use this. I just want to show you. Okay. So, for this instance, we're just going to use their brand voice generator. We're going to use this one. It's already created by Magi. I'm going to go ahead and bring in Claude for this. And I'm going to tell them my name is Yanakani. My brand is My Yoga Magic. I serve women from matrescence to menopause and active duty military. My tone is warm, grounded, and real. I write like a friend who also happens to have a yoga mat, a medical background, and enough lived experience to know when you need a hug and when you need the truth. I write to one woman at a time, never to a crowd. I never say bounce back, get your body back, snap back, anti aging, boss babe, or guilt based urgency. I use lotus metaphors, blooming in imperfect conditions, water imagery and season cycles, awareness. My content formula is grounded, a real human moment, breath, a pause, truth, a say the real thing and apply one thing that you can try today. Send off warmth, not a pitch. From a military content, zero woo, zero spiritual framing, evidence based only. Okay. So, this little thing here, the star one, is magical. So, I'm going to actually attach my yoga magic. Oh, I have a. I think it's under my brand kit. Oh, you know what? It might be under my custom GPTs. Ouch. Give me a minute, y'all. Give me a minute. It is kind of late for me. Should be under Connie. I cannot. Oh, because it's an MD file. Ugh. Okay, we're just gonna forget it. I know enough about my business that we're not gonna worry. We're just gonna do this. And Connie, it's okay. We're just doing this as a demo. So we're gonna let it go. And you know what? I did that, and I'm like, I didn't even give you a thing. Please help me make a persona in Magi using the information I've provided. Now it did ask me, which is like why I like Claude. When the woman you're writing to finds you for the first time, what's usually going on in her life? What's the moment, the feeling, the struggle? And I think they have voice. Let's see if it works. Uh, when the women who I want to talk to finds me, usually she's overwhelmed. She's probably crying in the shower, so she doesn't have to acknowledge that she's crying. She's overwhelmed, most likely a first-time mom over the age of 35. She's struggling to ask for help. She's over stimulated, both mentally and physically, and she's exhausted. Let's see if it worked. Bum, bum, bum. No, it did not. Okay. The woman I'm serving finds me when she's sleep deprived, struggling as a first time mom, over stimulated, lonely, and most likely crying in the shower. When she gets them. Okay. I'll just put it like that. So we're going to let it go. And we're just going to see what it does. So I could have just cheated and copied what I put in there as the first thing and created the persona to begin with. So it's going to give me a full thing. Paste this into your Magi persona. She doesn't need to be fixed. She needs to feel less alone. And then she needs one true thing she can use today. Okay. So it's basically like what I did. Like if you didn't have anything, you would just bring up this persona that Magi's already created for you, tell it kind of a little bit of who you are, and then be like, okay, cool. So I'm just for the purpose of this going to open up another Magi so that I have that as my reference. Bring it over. And we're going to go back into start a new chat. And we're going to go back into a persona, which is the second button there. But we're going to create a new persona. And I'm going to call this persona name. I already have all my notes. Let's just copy paste. This is going to call my yoga magic. I'm going to call this my brand voice. Okay. And then I'm going to come here. And I'm basically copying all of this. Oh, like that. Okay. And public description. This is basically so that if somebody's looking at it, they know what it is, or to remind you of what it is. And then training. Let's see if it will let me. I doubt that it's going to let me, but we'll see. Let's go to high level. Custom GPT and Connie Walters. Oh. Okay. Gosh dang it. I was trying to see if it would let me, but clearly no. Oh, that's Empower Wave and Connie Walters. Personal brand. Let me see. Trying to see if I can find. I have my yoga magic, but I think I only have. Yeah, it's okay. If you did have writing examples, you would put them in there. You would put any type of transcripts from like live trainings like this one. You would put copies of possible like captions that you've written before that you really liked for your social media, podcast episodes, samples of your blog, whatever it is, you would write that in here. And then for this, we want to give it the opportunity, the availability to do web search and image generation. You can add others. We do not want to make this public. And then you can add a picture if you want. For this, I would just use my actual logo. I have to do this all over again. And then, what am I? Where's high level? Okay. There's my brand kit. And we're going to use, is that the same thing? I'll do that one. I'm just picking my logo and adding it there. There it goes. It just makes it recognizable for me. And then we're going to save it. Bada bing, bada bang. You see, it's right here. This part, if you were going to share it, obviously you want to make sure that the person using your persona, just like Magi, helps you brainstorm YouTube video ideas, titles, and descriptions. Do not make it more complicated, especially if it's going to be something like a custom GPT that you're sharing. And so then we can now bring this persona in here, and I could use any language model, and we're going to just test it. So we're going to sample it. we're going to do this. We're going to watch the magic happen. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to do ChatGPT. Let's see. Do 5. What's the one that it defaulted to? 5.1. Fine. So we're going to paste this in here, write a 3-sentence Instagram caption for Growing Grace. From an ICP. Well, actually, I'll just leave it how it is. Growing Grace. About why it's okay to do yoga, you know, from, okay, hold on. Okay, yeah, sorry. On the living room floor with a toddler climbing on you instead of waiting for the perfect time to practice. Okay. So we notice we have ChatGPT as our first language model. We're going to let it do its thing and see. Yoga on the living room floor with a toddler climbing you is not less than. It's you choosing your body in the middle of real life. You're Matt. Look, I already tell you that I don't like it. So we're going to do with Claude, and we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to let the prompt go. Okay. And then we're going to do one more. We're going to do with Gemini. The living room floor, toys scattered, snacks half eaten, a tiny human using your back as a jungle gym. That is your mat today. That is enough. That is, I would totally say that. And lotus doesn't wait for still water to bloom. It rises right through the mud. And so do you. Your practice was never meant. Y'all, that's fire. I would totally use that. Okay, so the last one is going to be Gemini. We'll do unmoderated thinking, reasoning. We'll do 2.5. Okay. And all I'm doing is giving it the same prompt, but we're talking to different language models. That's the beauty of Magi. And so now I'm like, okay, let's just see what Gemini gives me. Now, I would have already rooted for Claude because I really like how Claude gives my information out. Remember that this doesn't have the same memory as Claude, so you really need to be good about giving it that information in the beginning. So if you're in down dog and a little person is crawling underneath you, turning your sacred space into a human tunnel, this is not a distraction from your practice. This is your practice unfolding in real time, beautiful chaos of your life. You don't need a silent hour to find your center. You just need to show up for yourself exactly as you are for one more breath. I love that even more. Yo. And so I like this because you can play it. It can read it to you out loud. But I don't know if you can hear it. Can you guys hear it? What just happened? Hello? Is it generating off my voice? I've never seen that before. Thought it just played it for you. Anyways, so that's the power of it. And I mean, put in the chat, did you prefer Gemini, Claude? I mean, if you said ChatGPT was good, something's wrong with you. You did not know sales copy. I would have not chosen ChatGPT. Y'all see, I didn't even finish reading it. That's how bad it was to me. But these other two, very like, that would be hard for me to decide. And I would have totally dismissed, like, Gemini's probably not going to get it right. Look at that. It's super, super crazy. So, what I have done for you is I'm going to give you um, two different whatever prompts. So, I'm going to drop them in the chat. So, here's the first one that I'm going to put in the chat. I'm going to read it out loud for those of you who are watching on YouTube. And it's basically goes, I need you to help me create a branded AI persona based on my brand voice document you would paste and upload it. So this first one is for people who already have brand voice docs. This could also be for anybody who took Claude 101 AI Edge Masterclass number 1, because you already have the skill and you're just basically having Claude help you what you already did the work in answering all those phases to build your skill for your brand voice and have it take that foundation and help you recreate something so that it fits into a persona in Magi. You can create this into a gem, you can create this into a custom GPT, but right now we're focusing on Magi because I want you to see the power of it. Now, you would be able to just upload your document, or you would talk to Claude and Claude has your skill already. I also told you to save that MD file for your brand voice because that could help you with any other language model. And then you want it to generate one, a persona name that reflects my brand energy. Number two, instructions under 1500 characters that teach an AI how to write as me, including my tone, vocabulary, who I serve, what I never say, and my content formula. And then number three, a one sentence public description. Number four, a list of 3 files I should upload as my training data. Format each field so that I can copy it directly into Magi Persona Builder or Gemini Gem or a Claude skill. Boom. And then if you are just a starter, there is no shame. I got you. Starter version would be help me create. Let me drop it in the chat. And again, if you took my 101 Claude skills class, you already have the skill. Ask the skill. I'm going to drop the second one that I'm about to read out loud for those of you watching on YouTube. It is help me create a branded AI persona for my wellness business. Ask me 5 questions. What's my brand voice and tone? Who is the one woman in my case I'm speaking to? If you serve men, put in men. What words do I never want my brand to say? What are my signature phrases or metaphors? What's my content formula or structure? And then generate a persona name, instructions, and a public description that I can paste into any AI tool. Boom. And then you can do what I just did. Start creating a prompt. Now, if you're not great at prompt engineering, guess what it has? See this little magical button there? So I'm going to paste the same exact prompt. Oh, no, not that one. I'm going to do this one. The same prompt that we've been using. We're going to just, for this purpose, stick with Gemini. And see this button with the stars? Hopefully you can see it at the bottom. I'm going to press it. It's called Enhance. What happened? Oh, what the heck? Normally that's supposed to work, y'all. But it did not. Let's retry. That's so weird. Okay, it's being glitchy today. Damn. Typically that's supposed to work. I don't know if it's because I had it up for a few hours and now it's being testy with me. I don't want to refresh it though. Okay, so you have that. Now, moving on. You understand what a personas is. Go and have it. Like, go play with it. Now I feel like I have to refresh it, you guys. I'm just gonna refresh it one last time. Ah, that is so weird. What the heck? I don't know why it's not working. Maybe it's because it's in Gemini. Let's try Claude. I shouldn't. That is not fun, you guys. What the heck? Okay. Anyways, what I really want to show you guys is also the media. So in this, I could 1000% switch over to a image and video one. Now I use Laura. And Laura is how you can create an AI avatar of yourself, train it on your selfies, your pictures, and then have it generate an image for you. So I have several. I'm going to choose Anakani 2.0 because the other one was being finicky. Now there's a process to doing this. There's a YouTube video you can like look for where I teach you how to actually do this. The trigger word's the most important thing, and you have basically a bunch of B-roll um, resources that I've given you. So we're gonna just choose one. Let me find one that would be a good one. Let's see. A workplace one. Okay, this one's cool. That's kind of long too. Let's try this one. Okay, so I'm gonna give you this in a minute. Y'all just have to hang tight. So an overlay of, and then my drink, hot tea, an open planner with handwritten notes, and then your tools. I'm gonna just leave it with that. Okay. Next to a half unrolled. No, actually, we'll leave it that. And your signature small rose. Oop, oop, rose quartz. Oh, that's not how you spell that. Crystal. Take out the brackets. Clean background in light wood. Bright, even lighting, minimal organizational. Using my brand colors of dark navy, sunset orange, and soft pink tones. Okay. Now this one, I'm going to copy this in case it gives me funk. You can choose the type. Do you think about what you're going to use this? Always think about your final outcome of like where are you going to use this? What is it going to be for? And then reverse engineer. So if I know that this image is going to be for the B-roll of a reel or a story, I want it to be 9 by 16. If I want it to be a quote card or something that I'm going to use in a square post, still image, I want it to be 1 by 1. If I want it to be more like a portrait, because I want it to be in Facebook or LinkedIn, then I want to be 3 by 4 if I want it to be more of like my body as opposed to just a full square. If I wanted to be a landscape, because I'm going to use this in a YouTube video, I would do it a 16 by 9. So you understand kind of how that works. For this purpose, we're just going to do a 1-to-1. Now, they've upgraded it to a version 2. I just don't like it as much, just FYI. I don't mess around with the advanced features. I'm going to try to see if it will enhance this. No, it's not. So we're just going to generate it. I'm going to show you a different way that I would do this, but it will generate the image of most likely me. Oh, I'm not in there. I should have picked one with an actual person. Okay. So here, we'll do this one. I didn't choose the best one, you guys. So this is where I would click here to copy my trigger. I would paste it at the front. So Anakani 2.0 is who I wanted to make sure that this is the main character in comfortable yoga clothes. Flowy linen. That sounds fun too. Doing a gentle stretch on a yoga mat. Yes. On a beach at sunrise. Oh, gosh. Okay, we'll do this one because it's more on brand on a living room floor with toys in the as a soft focus. Okay, blending dark navy blue, ooh, sunset orange. I did not know how to spell today. Orange and soft pink tones. Okay, generate. And this one should be of me. How long have I been on here? Oh, 1 hour, you guys. And there I am. What? I would not use that. Come to, you do have to sometimes specify with, and that's why I'm like, Magi, let's do version 2. Not Magi, Flux Laura and comfortable yoga pants. Oh, and soft t-shirt. Okay, we'll generate it again. I'm gonna go ahead, drop in the chat a resource for these. I promise that it usually does better than this. But what? Magi, are you sleeping? I'm not gonna lie, I haven't used this in a minute. So we're gonna come here to images. Let's copy this. Okay. We're gonna come here to media. Now, if I was here to create actual media, I would not do what I just did. I would come here to new image. And you can see I've created like plenty. I would come here and go to Laura, find Anakani 2, the one that I actually like. I'm going to leave it in version 2 just to see. I'm going to copy that in, and you're going to see how this enhanced prompt shows up. You're going to actually push it, and this is the way it's supposed to work. It then gives me a much better with like the camera and everything. And then I'm going to generate. I should be much. Look, the AI dropped the ball. You sure did. So I'm going to save this. What the heck? Let's try one more time. I think something is going on with the server. Leave it to me to pick. Let's go back to 1 to see. I'm not going to enhance this because this is the enhanced version of it. If it doesn't work, I'm going to just show you what I've done. So this is really important for you guys to understand, not the hex code, so to speak. For things like this, I've noticed that using a description of the colors themselves, like for Empower Her Wave, dark teal, empowerment pink, mint green. Instead of giving it its hex codes, I always, give it actual descriptive words of the color. You can just, use any language model to figure that out. And yeah, that looks better. I look like a mama and I look tired as shit. You can upscale this if you're going to use this. I usually upscale ones for whether I'm using it for social or for my website. You can remove the background. You can do all kinds of stuff. Then it'll go into your library automatically. You can regenerate if you didn't like it. But you can see here, I've been using it for ideogram. I've been using it for some of my clients. I used it for a lot of my shirts because I was like, yo, I just want to see myself in these cool shirts and I'm going to make these shirts so people can buy them because they're legit. Now, I do notice how my Flex Laura, if I'm not specifically telling it that I'm 44, like I'm a 40-year-old, it does make me look like I'm 20. So I was like, okay, some of them are not going to be perfect again, but It's good enough for government work. This one, I don't know what it was doing, y'all. It made me into a man. This one too. This one too. This one actually looked like my daddy, which I thought was hilarious. Sometimes it gets my hair like all funky. This one was a really good one here. This one, I didn't understand the prompt. I didn't do a very good job prompting. It gave me with a shirt and with me in it, and the me in the shirt did not really look like me. This one was fired. This one was fired. This one, I was like, okay. This one, these two are too young, not really look. I don't know what I'm even doing there. I got a third arm. I would use this one. I would use this one. I think I've used this one. I tested it for a client. Um, but yeah, like some of these, I wanted a photo shoot of me in Mexico. This 1000% looks like me. I was like, yo, it could be my mom. So, like, look at too skinny and then a little bit too big. This one, look how gorgeous this one is. 1000% would use that. So it's not 100%, but I want to show you look how branded this is with my brand colors for Empower Her Wave, which is the majority of the ones I've been using. That mint green, that empowerment pink, the dark teal, the scarf. You start to see the branding that I usually have for Empower Her Wave. Dark teal, mint green, very casual using my thing. Even the ones that I did where I was in Mexico, it's still the same colors all throughout. Really, really powerful. Like this one, I had all of these. This one was like, I could use that one. So this was me like, I wouldn't use this one. I've used this one. I was like, oh, that one's cool. I've used this one. I was doing a 12-day showing people how to do prompt engineering for imagery. Like I would use that one. This one, was cute, but a little bit I could tell. I was like, yo, I could 1000% see myself now on a vacation riding a horse in the ocean. Hell yeah. So this just gives you an idea. I was doing dream boards basically, but look at this. Like, yo, that looked just like me. Yes, I could totally take that with my iPhone. And so I've given you some prompts. I just dropped it in the comments, bringing you back down towards my first initial launch of the Alchemized Content Method. You might recognize some of my prompts, my images. And this is Nano Banana, you guys. I literally took this photo and look, it's this is a real photo. I took that with my iPhone. Here's the original one. Then I had it take me and put me in some jeans and a shirt with my brand. And then I had it put me in Hawaii and change the outfit and make me look happier. What? That looks just like me, you guys. That looked just like me. Even put the shadow of the leaves on my face. I was mind blown. That, my friend, was Nano Banana. Same thing over here. I took a real picture. I like this one, but I was like, yo, this is legit. So all of these, I would totally wear that if you know, if my husband would let me. I did some Christmas ones. Like I was doing all kinds of cool stuff, but notice the branding, which is why I really love this. Again, not all 100%. Sometimes it took me a few generations for it to finally give me one or two. This was for my Black Friday campaign. See, notice it's about the branding, the consistency in my colors. Like this, I had it make it so that it's more like a cartoon. I really love this one for my Black Friday. Like all of these I used for my Black Friday campaign. Black Friday, 60% off. Obviously not that one because I was like, whoa, hey, Anakani, this one didn't even make sense. Who's holding this stuff? I did an AI workshop for military veterans. Perfect. Okay. Fall. I've you guys probably have seen those. Like this right here, I love me a butterfly dress. I wanted to see if it could make one, but I would totally like rock that. Yoga, I'm gonna tell you, like me in yoga poses had not been really good. Look, this is me in an aquaponics. Again, I was doing some vision boards of me so that it didn't wasn't generic. But look at these, like these were fire. Like that, I was like, oh yeah. But again, started to feel like it was a little bit too young me. But look at all these, very branded, gave me a bunch of different versions to use on my website and my social media. It made content creation. These I use all the time. So I've given you a list of all the ones that you can use. I'm going to show you real quick before I let you go, because hopefully you like drop in the comments if this was helpful, if you like day two, if you've never seen how to, it's almost kind of like stacking GPTs, but you're not really, you're just continuing the conversation within one general prompt. I've been using it for over 2 years. I've been using Magi over for 2 years. If you want to support me, buy me a cup of coffee, please feel free to use my Magi affiliate link. I already dropped it in. It should be in the comments. Um, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. There's so many other things that you can do with it. And if you like the content today, like let me know. But what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to show you what I've switched to because I got tired of having that inconsistency. So what did I do? I built myself an app to help me generate my own. So I'm going to show you what I built. And it's really more of. So this is my Empower Her Wave AI Headshots app. So we want it to be hyper realistic. I like the imperfections that it creates. And then you can pick whichever one you want. We're going to just do we'll do lifestyle and vision. We'll keep it to 1-to-1. For this one, we're going to do outdoor lifestyle, and we're just going to generate. Now it already has, what does it have? Just three selfies that I took with my iPhone, and it is going to generate 5 images for me to choose from: natural skin texture, subtle imperfections, authentic photography look, like it was taken by an actual real person. It already has my branding colors. I would totally use this. Don't be surprised if you guys see this tomorrow. That 1000% looks like a photographer took it and then added these like things. Well, it photoshopped me. And from here, I can just download it. I can say, I like this. It has the scarf because it knows that I do infinity scarf. It has the moon in the background. That's hot. I love it. This one's even more perfect. I love that one too. I mean, you guys, it has created an entire wardrobe of like things that I want to try to figure out how to sew now so I can make these outfits for me. If I really like it, I can save it as a template. I can make it make it so that it regenerates with me looking more confident, a softer expression if I'm not smiling, brighter lighting if it's too dark, maybe darker editorial. I've tried that, I don't like it. More dramatic, more playful, change the background. I can give it one thing here, or I can start all over and choose a different category. Once it's done with the 5, like this one, like, ooh, like that is editorial, but that's a little bit too much for me. This still fire. um, Once you're done, it takes it into the gallery. From the gallery, I can put it into categories. I can like things. I can bulk download if I really wanted to. If you guys recognize some of these, you'll be like, damn, I thought that was real. No, that's Anna Connie's twin. So a lot of these I created using my own app. Like this one, like fire, fire, fire. And it is completely 1000% rounded. I've tested it out on multiple people, women who were wearing glasses, older women, Men, bald men, men with dreads, women with afros. So yeah, like I was like, yep, this is it. This is the app. You can do all kinds of stuff. I love it. Um, yeah, yeah. Like you can see this is like one of my favorite things. That looks like me on an everyday basis. So I just wanted to show you that because again, I love Magi and it's incredibly powerful, incredibly amazing. But what I love about AI is that I was getting tired of the inconsistency and having to generate like 5 times to get one good image. Now I have my own app that does the same exact thing. It's less work to actually train my avatar. All I gotta do is give 3 funky selfies with natural makeup so that it realizes it. If I wanted to make it more polished, like I look like I actually like put my makeup on and I like had a good night's rest, I can have it make it. Um, it's amazing. And why did I show you? Because I wanted to tease you. It is something that's going to be available soon. So if that's something you're interested, drop branded AI and I will keep you in the loop. But I hope this was good. I got to do some other things before I actually go to sleep. This was a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. My bad. That's what happens when I wait till 9 o'clock to go live. This is day 2. Done. Didn't want to let you guys down. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, this is day 2 of a 7-day live series. Ecamm challenged me. Challenge accepted. My name is Anna Connie Walters, your AI doula. And the resources that I gave, the prompts to create your brand persona and the branded image prompts so that you can play in Magi if you want. You can take that into custom GPTs. OpenAI if you really want, Nano Banana, any of the AI language models that create images, you can use that branded document of all the B-roll images. So, anyways, continue to be you, continue to be beautiful, continue leading from your heart, and I will catch you tomorrow. I most likely will be doing it in the morning.